everybody, welcome back to G4G Games for Gamers. Today we're here for the week in Marvel Avengers Alliance. Today's Thursday, May 7th, and let's jump into this video. So today we're going to deal with the Avengers Age of Ultron Spec Ops over here. Talks about some of the uniforms, the gears, the sale items, and I just came out of another fight with Epic Super Stupid Ultron over here. And I'm Pull and Immobilizer, which is okay, because I have a Legion Disruption Blade. But, you know, honestly, some Chromecast certainly would be nice. Today's background soundtrack is brought to you by Final Heaven, a melancholy piano mix of Final Fantasy VII music. We get the 4 stars, we get the 1 gold, which now puts us in range to research the 64G sale item, which of course will be one of the topics of today's discussions. After we go through our nice little text over here, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, Black Panther. So there it is, Legion Pulse Rifle, stage 1 of 2. Alright, so I'm going to skip this task simply because I already have it and I have the lesser version. This is not a priority now because I do not want to consume my Chromecast for this item. I do, however, want to, apparently I only have half of them. Okay, so it looks like I have 12 out of the 24 needed. We know the thing is 64G straight up in the store. So let's see how many gold 12 Chromecasts would be. Now let's take a look at the value of that over here. So it would be 12 times 3. So it's still somewhat expensive, and honestly because I was lucky enough to win the 1000 ISO bucket a few days ago. So you can see that up here I have 779 remaining. I certainly can continue to farm these missions and lower the cost of researching the pulse rifle, probably because I have this weapon. I have one of the 2 weapons from over here. I will probably be focusing on these 2. Probably not even going so far as to do Epic Ultron, but I will do normal Ultron, and of course the Hulk Heroic over here for Hulk's ISO. I did get Iron Man's. So let's jump into the suits, let's jump into the sale items, give those a discussion. Give the mission weapons a discussion as soon as I get Victor and Thor's in the jets again, because I use them a lot. They're a pretty good team up. Okay, so currently available on the store, we have the Legion Pulse Rifle, which is what we were discussing. It has the hidden item of basically just one of the gang. It turns you into a Age of Ultron Avengers so that you can benefit from their buffs. It's hidden, but it is there. So this is a gun that you either definitely want to purchase or research like I'm attempting to do. Of course, once you 4-star everything, every Chromecast that you have just lessens the price. So even if you have 2, you're going to save a little bit of gold. We have Captain's Courage, the Empowered ISO 8. It says that you get Age of Ultron Captain America's buff if you are not running the gun. Does not take extra damage from attacks that exploit status effects, and you take reduced damage from dots. Is this worth a purchase? Well, it depends. If you have things that do not decrease dot damage, like the Shepherd Staff, the Signpost, Pesty, everything like that, well then, yes, it's worth a purchase. If you have those items, since they are all pretty good PvP related items, you may want to go ahead and skip this, because you could probably find better ISOs. If you were running one of the gold sale suits that had double slots but no other passives, then you may want this because honestly it couldn't hurt. You can of course also get the unexploitable from Chapter Mastery Captain Marvel. We have Avengers Age of Ultron Captain America. You will not see the Tactician one here because I have him. This is the generalist version. We'll talk about him more in depth in a bit. We have the blueprints on sale, not the suits themselves, for the Empowered Armor set. My order of gettability on those is the Tactician one, followed by the Infiltrator, followed by the Bruiser. Those are the 3 purchases I would do if I had lots of gold and did not win these. Tactician is number 1, Infiltrator I would say is number 2, Bruiser would be number 3. Let me give you my explanations. The tactical suit, I don't think I need to explain that one. It explains itself. The Infiltrator suit, if you kit this out to be a tanking agent and you proc the Infiltrator passive on this, you will become a counter tank, and there are certain weapons and gear that this works out extremely well with. So if you wanted to do that, it would be very good. Considering the proliferation of tactical suits you may see on offense, setting up a defense with this suit and really good counter weapons could definitely be a way to go. If you're running counter magic items and you run something like magic equals heals and you say do things like the DFR or the hard knocks, anything that may counter and also is magic will give you free heals, and that can sometimes be a scary setup. The Bruiser suit allows you to get a stack of enraged in the first round. This is exceptionally good if you plan on running with Molly, because you can then have 2 stacks of enrage in the first round on the agent regardless of the presence of scrappers. This could be very good for setting up for a one-shot agent, and I will show you some of the gear you may want to keep in mind for that. The blaster and the scrapper suits to me are passes. The blaster just says that you get crits, and the scrapper suit just says that you get the follow-up. There's so many weapons that can do that themselves. Why even bother? So let's talk about what you can do with the Bruiser suit for the quote-unquote one-shot agent. What I'm going to do is come out of full screen real quick so I can do the type ahead. And I want to lower this just a tad over here. Of course, I'll always have a link in the description. Alright, so what can you stack on the agent for having Mega Agent? Keep in mind for this example, I'm going to say the Bruiser suit with using the Enraged and Molly. So over here on the agent, in order to super buff yourself, and these attacks do stack by the way, or these buffs, you can run the Savage Spear along with the Savage Axe. This Savage Strength and this Savage Spear buff do stack. So there's 1 and 2 right there. The other thing that you can run with this is the Holy Flamethrower from the Blade Spec Ops. And that is right over here. That Might. So the Might and the 2 Savage pieces, the Savage Axe and the Savage Spear, with double Enrage could seriously be an absolute wrecking crew for your agent. Now if you see here, you can run another piece of the Hunter set and you will clear a debuff every round and remove single harmful status effects from the target. So that's what you get over there. Honestly, it really isn't super worth it to run another item, and Holy Fire is not going to do a hell of a lot in PvP, but all 3 buffs stack, and you can run the Neurotrope to further increase your stacks, or have run the Warbringer Axe and hope that you got attacked before you went. And then, because it has Fatal Blow, 2 Enrage stacks and all those buffs may put people in range to dying to your Savage Axe. So that is where the Bruiser suit could come in potentially good. You could even run the Savant Spear to give yourself and everybody on your team a shield before your turn to lessen the damage. But the Neurotrope, the Holy Flamethrower over there, the Savage Axe, and the Savage Spear could be a ridiculously sick one-shot agent, especially if you gear your bonuses to offense. So far we have the Captain America suit, we have the Hulkbuster armor, and we have the Hulk suit. In order to get the Hulk suit, you have to complete the Spec Ops, and you have to fight Epic Hulk in Mission 2. You do that with the Hulkbuster armor. In order to do that with the Hulkbuster armor, you are forced into combat originally as the blaster setup. A lot of people have gone out of their way to kit up the bruiser version, thinking, oh hey, I'm going to prevent against the class disparity, and go in with the bruiser one. Well, no, you don't get to pick. It forces you into Blaster Iron Man. So what I did for it was a strategy that I took from the wiki. Two ones gained a lot of prominence and were heavily recommended. The bleed style and the more cautious, longer style. So what I did was I ran Iron Man with a bunch of sturdies and a couple of fat masterfuls. I put the... This sounds like the Hulk walking away sad theme, doesn't it? It's kind of fitting, isn't it? I ran with suppression here on that. The reason why I did that is because you drop in on Hulk mode. So firing the Unibeam stacks up the Unibeam focus and gives me a shield. When Xavier comes in, I get healed. I continue firing Unibeam. Hulk is almost dead. I get popped back into the blaster version. Hulk gets changed into his bruiser. And then I finish him off with a buffed up Iron Man Unibeam over here. Honestly, Iron Man is going to be next to train to get him to 14. I have Black Cat training because I have a quest. I have Cable bumping up my blasters. So, up next we have Captain America's Age of Ultron outfit. I personally love CSR Tactical. One an absolute toolbox, this guy is. Not good for defense, very good for offense. I have his ISO that says Shield Bash. Now apply Subdue. If we come over here and we take a look at Age of Ultron, there's the tactical version that I purchased. And here is the old Bruiser. Here's the new Generalist. I probably will buy the Generalist just to have it before it expires, but I will be leaving him in his tactical outfit, and if I use him in this outfit, I will be going tactical. His buff says, Avengers Age of Ultron do not take... Well, we don't need to repeat ourselves. What's pretty cool about him now is he provides a morale boost without having to slot morale boost. As a matter of fact, you cannot slot morale boost with him. It's redundant. Shield Guard is a quick action. And of course, you can move that ISO over here and make his Shield Bash apply Subdue, which is pretty good. If he counters, you're applying a free melee weakening over here. What's bad about him is he has a lot of unarmed melee and melee, which is not too good for the Hugins Eye, but you at least have Shield Throw that will hit everybody, and because it's Vibranium, it essentially ignores defense. That's really solid. Iron Man Mark 43 or Hulkbuster's passives are Pay the Bills, grants Boon Buster to attacks for all allies featured in the Avengers Age of Ultron, not active when he goes into Hulkbuster mode. So you get the shield, you have the chance for 100% hit and crit and true strike. He's flying, so ground attacks won't hit him. I have that Soothing Rest ISO in there. What I dislike, though, is I actually have one of his personal ISOs, and it's inapplicable to anything but rather stock Iron Man's. Over here it is. Scorching Missile Barrage gains Scorch. Well, the problem is only those are Missile Barrage. This is Missile Bombardment, and it doesn't count. And for the Hulkbuster suit, it's Digger Missiles, and they do not count. Damn. So I wanted to make a joke about what we think Black Widow's passive could be when it is time for her suit. My joke was, and please don't even bother getting offended, it's just a joke, is something like Avengers Slut Powers, or, you know, something like that, because of the comment that Chris Renner made that, oh, she's a slut because she winds up with the Hulk, really blown completely out of proportion. My joke is that she has a chance to soothe enemy Hulks and distract all other enemy Age of Ultron Avengers. It's obviously a joke. What I think would be a decent passive is that she has a chance to join in on all Age of Ultron Avengers attacks with a taser attack that causes incapacitation. Doesn't seem too bad. I mean, incap is not a guaranteed stun. It doesn't seem overpowered, but it still seems pretty good. So next we have Purple Pants. We have Hulk. I, of course, did his sim. I'm going to leave him as the bruiser, simply because he's always been a bruiser for me, and I don't need to stack that many attacks, but I could if I wanted to. The Tactician version is available for 74 because it's the off class. I beat the simulator with him at 13. I did him with Grey Hulk, and I'll go ahead and discuss why I did that. I did him with Grey Hulk in the bruiser version because of all the scrappers. I put Soothing Rest over here. Here's his ISOs. Nothing super well, no, actually I take that back. I did give him some 300s. I put the pulverizing ISO here on Rage Punch. The reason why I did that is because when he applies Fighting Dirty, he then follows it up with the Rage Punch attack, which says he gains a Hulk up and he applies Wide Open for free, which increases the damage of his melee attacks. Why not? Because you're gaining a Hulk up when you do it, so that means every round you could do one of his higher powered abilities against a wide open target. So Hulk Smash is pretty much what I did. I left Scrappers up as long as possible to ensure that he kept full stacks of Enraged. I one-shot the Blaster and then attacked the Infiltrator. I got a lucky Fighting Dirty that caused the follow-up, and I won. So that's what we have so far for the Age of Ultron items. I would consider the Legion Rifle a purchase, definitely, or a research. For the Hulks, it's your style. I would prefer Bruiser as a sit, but combat, I would say Tactician. Here's why I would say that. If you would encounter an Infiltrator, and Hulk attacks the Infiltrator, and the Infiltrator counters, Hulk just gains a Hulk up. So, do you see where I'm going with this? Hulk is going to run infinitely until he dies or the Infiltrator is dead. If you have weakened the enemy team and your Hulk is buffed, it's attack, 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 attack. It's almost going to be Molly until the Infiltrator is dead. And then you have all these Hulk ups stored up. So, that's my suggestion over there. Bruiser, you know, we'll have to see how the rest of the Age of Ultron suits work out over here. I really cannot guess any others. The Black Widow one springs to mind. Hawkeye, Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver. I really can't predict what they would do. Maybe Quicksilver's has a chance to use supersonic speed to make an Age of Ultron Avenger dodge out of harm's way. He does that a bunch of times in the movie. Maybe that could be a decent passive, sort of like Magic's, but coming from Quicksilver and maybe single target attacks only, not AoE. Scarlet Witch's, you know, I watched the movie on XBMNC. It was a cam, was not the best quality. She didn't do anything that looked particularly not done before, but she did have a lot of mind control powers in it. So maybe that could be something, like her attacks have a chance to cause Disoriented. Maybe Hexed has a chance to cause mind control at 50%, 25%. Who knows? So, hope you guys enjoyed this week's week in Marvel Avengers Alliance. Wishing everybody a happy early May weekend, happy Mother's Day weekend. Weather should be phenomenal, springy and summery. Enjoy, everybody. Stay tuned to the channel for more videos, especially the new Dirty Bomb Beta. Heroes of the Storm. We'll definitely find out. Take care.